Hello and welcome back to A Shot of Weeb, episode 10, I think.
Yes,
We
yeah, it's
watched
10.
we watched a show, I think,
It was definitely a show. It was
and
it
are
was a show.
suffering.
God. Well, it'll be over here shortly.
Oh boy. So this
You
week
just spoiled the ending of this episode though on what we thought about the show.
I
Oh
don't
man.
I don't I j- I don't have anything good to say. I just I want my day and a half back.
I mean, fair. Yeah.
So we watched our first viewer request this week. What show did our dear fan request for us, my friend?
Oh god, so we were requested to watch Assassin's Pride. And oh boy. Man, I could Oh, it's so bad. Dude, it's so bad.
Well, you just spoiled the end of the episode.
You already spoiled it before. Get out of here.
Oh man. This was recommended to us, and since neither of us had ever heard of it, and
Well, I'd heard of it before.
Okay, rephrase. Since neither of us had watched it,
Yeah.
and one of our categories is shows that neither of us have watched, we penciled it in for the next one of those.
Yes.
That was a bad move.
God, the worst mistake, I swear. Oh man. Man, we might have to rethink this whole viewer. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No more viewers allowed. We're just keeping these on our own PC.
yeah. We'll just save them for ourselves to listen to. Oh man, no, but God, this was painful to watch. Why did you guys make us do this? Why?
Okay, let's stop ragging on the dude and rag on the show instead.
That's true. Oh, God, this
man.
show was bad. It was so bad. It's so much worse than I heard. But not in a good way.
I had never even heard of the show before it was recommended, and then I looked up the mail description. I'm like, oh, vampires and magic. How bad can it be?
See, I didn't even know about that. I didn't know there was magic or vampires or mythical beings in this show. So you knew more about it than I did somehow.
I mean, I thought it'd be all right. I didn't know that magic and vampires meant that it would feel like a freaking Twilight fanfic, but that's what it did. That's the vibe I got from half of the show, dude.
A really weird one. Like not comfortable at all. Oh, God.
Oh, no, it's not good. That is a teacher and his student.
Yeah, not only that, but in the show, she's 13.
I didn't realize
17.
that till episode 10, and I was just like, no.
Yeah, I looked at the wiki to make sure, because I thought she looked like 11 to me, and I was like, oh, okay, but then no.
I mean, she was a short anime girl, and I was just like, oh, anime tropes or whatever. No.
Yeah, this is not a 5,000-year-old dragon.
I meant to take a shot during an intro, and I'm already suffering enough, so let's continue it right quick.
Yeah, let's take it now.
I went vodka this week, so I'm going to go ahead and die for a moment. Why don't you take over with the plot question mark? What's the story of the
show? What? There is no story to the show. What are you talking?
Go for it. You're on the clock. Go.
Oh God. Okay. So the show starts out with a sword fight, and I think a sword kind of. There's also a guy with bandages, and they're fighting, and you don't know why, and you're like, oh, okay, so this is main character Kun. Got it. And so they're fighting. The guy says something. I don't even remember what he said because it literally, God. I wanted to take notes for the show.
Oh, that burned.
But I wanted to take notes for the show, but I just couldn't. It was so painful.
I took a lot of notes, but that's because if I didn't, I literally wouldn't remember anything about this show. I watched all of it within the last 24 hours, and I'm blank on most of it.
I mean, I finished the show 3 minutes before we hopped on this Discord call.
You really did.
That's not a joke. That is like actually the amount of time.
I had extra time to watch this show this week because I wound up taking off a shift I normally would have been working, and then I proceeded to do literally anything else, which frankly was a better use of my time. I didn't realize it'd be that much better of a use.
Oh God, yeah, no.
But I finally started watching this show at like 5 a.m. last night before I went to bed.
You watched 5 episodes, right?
I watched 5 episodes and had the other 7 for today, and still nearly didn't finish the other 7 in time today. I had to keep...
I don't know how you watched that many last night. Or this
there
morning,
was...
whatever.
It's because I started shiny hunting Pokemon again, and I haven't done that in years.
Oh, wow. This is pushing you to the limits. Good night.
It's something you can just mindlessly do while you don't pay attention to something else. No, I did my best to pay attention. It was hard. Like, if I were watching this show on my own, I wouldn't have made it past, like, episode 1. I don't think I would have finished episode 1.
I definitely wouldn't have, no. And I didn't think it would be that bad.
Well, yeah, because it starts off, like you said, there's a fight, and I'm like, cool, these people are fighting. Is this going to turn into development? No. And then there's bad CG of a train.
It wasn't the worst.
It was worse than Overlord. Like, I didn't mind it in Overlord, but then this CG, I'm like, oh.
No, it was better than Overlord CGI.
I disagree.
I think it's easier to not conceal, but like to use CGI when it's like an inanimate object rather than animate. Like, where Overlord had
the skeletons were dead though.
They were reanimated.
Oh wait, animate doesn't mean alive, does it? Dang it! No. I'm trying to be clever.
I don't think it does. Oh no, I hope not.
Look, I'm not used to vodka. This is a trip.
This is a new experience for the both of us. Somehow.
Why is my camera freaking out? Okay, we're good.
Looks fine for me, but okay.
No, it just like defocused for a moment. Anyway.
Well, speaking of that, actually, this is something we should have mentioned at the beginning. But we have video back this week.
Yeah. I'm disappointed we didn't have video for last week, but like we'd already had to
delay.
And we didn't want to do it again. We're just like literally anything to get a video out at this point.
Yep. So, but now we have video. Knock on wood. You know, I don't knock on wood. Oh my god. But okay. God, we're really putting off talking about this show, aren't we?
Because we don't want to.
Oh man. Okay.
They take the train into a giant chandelier.
Yeah,
they live in a light fixture.
Yeah, that was super weird. And like there was like glass tubes, I think they said, connecting everything, right?
Honestly, I could kind of vibe with that. Like I saw that and I'm like, all right, that's a cool environment. I hope we learn more about it. No, we don't. We don't.
I have no idea about this world at all. Not a clue. They tried to tell us multiple times because they kept talking about what were they called, the Lanthropes?
It's something. Did I write it down? I did write it down because it's not lycanthropes. Lycanthropes is werewolves. This is
that's what I thought.
Lancanthropes. Lancanthropes, so that you can connect your computers together in game.
Yeah, your wolf computers. Yeah. you can only play Minecraft together on a full moon. Oh god.
Could you imagine someone that just turned into an Ethernet cable once a month?
That would be amazing. Oh my god. That would be fantastic. Okay. So we've got the Lancanthropes, right?
But we don't meet them yet. We hear about them. She's like, they exist, and we're like, okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that sounds interesting.
And then he steps off the train, and I wrote this down. He makes friends with someone because he steps off the train at the same time as a girl, and then both of them, unprompted, say, this feels like a brainy place, and that is why they become friends.
Wait.
That's what my sub said. I swear that's what my sub said.
Oh, that... I hate that.
I hated it too.
I don't think that's what my sub said.
I was on Crunchyroll, so these are theoretically official.
Those are the official subs then, yeah. Oh man, that's so.
I don't know what the fucking brainy place is, but I guess they both agree.
It really is a place of higher education. Oh my god. But like what? Isn't it like it's like midnight, right? Or like that's what it looks like. It looks like late at night.
Yeah, well, time is irrelevant because they just like manually turn on the lights of the city because they're in like darkness and like
Is
everything.
that how that worked?
Yeah, I
I
think.
didn't know that's how that worked.
Well, yeah, because we see that we see like all of the lights turn on at one point, and I think it's an artificial day-night cycle because they're like in the lamp in this big dark world. I think that's what the world building was supposed to be, is that like there's darkness all around the chandelier, and that's where the lycanthropes, the land party
Land
comes
con-
from.
Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah, it'd be
Because-
nice if that was like established.
Yeah, because because when he meets like the girl,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't care what her name is.
She's
When
got a
he
cute
meets
outfit though. Wait, which girl? Pink girl?
like no, yellow haired girl.
Oh, blonde girl? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I
The
wrote down none of the
13-year-old.
character names because that's how little I cared about. Even the main characters, I didn't write down because I
Yeah.
had no reason to be invested in the main
Okay.
characters.
Okay. I'm gonna get into this now since you brought up names. The main character's name, the dude, the only guy in this show,
Oh, no, there's like 3 dudes.
the only guy that matters in this show. Okay, well that's pushing it too. Anyways, his last name is Vampire, and I was like, okay, that's kind of like a cool last name. And then he was like, later on in the show, he's just like, I'm a vampire. I was like, oh, that name's not cool anymore. That's not
It's
a cool
just-
name now. It's
That's
just
a-
telling people what you are, and he's supposed to be hiding it.
That's a very effective way to stay hidden, yeah. Because, like, there's one bit where they get in a fight, and then he grows long hair and puts his arm back on, and it's just like, haha, I am Dio.
He has long white hair and fangs and puts his arm back on. He's like, oh, I'm a vampire. Didn't you know that? And the guy's like, the most powerful being of all the land party. What are you doing here? Oh,
And then
man.
he's just like, yeet, I think. I don't remember, honestly.
Like, I just, like, at some point, when are we going to get to the point in fiction when having the vampire be the most powerful is, like, too oversaturated?
Like,
Because I feel like
a
that's
couple years ago?
everything. Yeah, right? Like, it feels like that's everything. Didn't this show come out this year?
yeah, this was a 2019, number 32 most popular 2019, according to
the
Annie
end of
List.
last year. Yeah, the end of last year, yeah.
Yeah, it was October to December of 2019. What was I watching in October to December of 2019? Was I watching anything that year? Was that when the Mom Isekai came out?
I think it came out right before. The
'Cause
season before.
I watched the Mom Isekai. What was winter of 2019? Hold on, you keep talking.
No,
I'm gonna
fall
I'm
of
gonna search
2019.
this.
Fall of 2019.
Wait, that's fall? Oh yeah, because
Yeah,
winter would be
winter's at
like
the beginning of the
December,
year.
February.
Yeah.
Fall 2019 anime season. I'm gonna
God,
research
it's like-
this.
The whole vampire thing, like, I wish that if the monster thing had played into it more, it could have been interesting. But like all we get is
Oh.
the vampires and the spider guys.
This was the season that I stopped watching anime for a while because that's when MHA season 4 came out and Seven Deadly season 3 came out. And
Gotcha,
like
okay.
Sword Art Alicization and Food Wars, 2 series under Beastars. It got overshadowed by Beastars. That was the Beastars season. Assassin's Pride just kind of snuck in there.
Yeah, but hey, at least like the general score is negative.
Oh, and a sentence of a
57%.
bookworm. Never mind. I lied. I found out
From
what I was
bad,
watching this season.
book
This was the
good.
same season that Babylon came out, and I watched Babylon.
That's what you were watching. Yep, I remember you telling me about that every week. You would
We
mention
will.
it to me.
I was planning to talk about Babylon for episode 1 of Shot of Weeb and wound up bailing.
Yes, yeah, that's true. That was like right on the table.
Yeah, that's there from the start, and it's probably
It's still
still
on
in
the
the
table.
works.
Oh yeah,
Spoilers.
it's definitely still in the works.
I lost the sticky note where I wrote down what shows we're watching because we've got the next handful planned out.
Yeah, we got the next handful planned out, but We'll keep
I
that.
hope you're ready to tell
We'll keep
people
that
what
a
we're
little
watching
secret.
next week at the end of this, because I do not remember.
I got it.
You
Don't
got
worry. We're good. Oh God. Okay, back to this show though. God, it's
Is this a show? Is there
technically,
enough
yes.
substance to be a show, or was this just pictures? Okay, I'm being way too mean to this show. I need to chill out.
I think it's warranted.
Look,
honestly.
yo, I've only given a bad rating to a show, like an actually bad rating to a show, once. And to be fair, it was worse than this.
Oh yeah, I know the show. I can't
You
remember
know
the
the
name right
show.
now. Yeah, and you're probably gonna make me watch it at some point.
This show, I'm assuming people who watch this have seen our Overlord episode from like last week. Hopefully that's an incorrect assumption. Hopefully there's new people. Hello,
Yeah.
new people, if you're here.
Hey, what's up?
This show retroactively makes me want to go up the score on Overlord season 2 because it wasn't that bad.
Whoa! Oh man. See, it
I
wasn't.
treated Overlord season 2 too harshly if I'm following it up with this.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to hearing the score at the end of this episode because oh boy, that's a spicy take.
Where's my scoring? I got my scoring sticking right here with my handmade 1 through 10 chart that I don't even know if you can read.
I don't know. I can kind of read it. I don't know how they will on video.
Yeah, I know what that is. I know what this is. Anyway, where were we?
We were talking about some bad show, bro. Okay. Okay. So did the part in episode 1 when he's like walking to the house of the blonde girl, right? And there's the cat.
Yeah, there's a cat
There's like a
with
hurt
an injured
cat.
leg.
Yeah. And he just picks it up, it cuts away, and you hear a noise, and then he just walks off, and the cat runs off. And you're like, oh, okay, he healed the cat. Were you not the whole time like, what? What just happened?
I mean,
'Cause
I
was
kind
so
of assumed he
confused.
was going to heal the cat unless we had, like, an evil main character. This was episode 1. I was still going into this bright and starry-eyed.
Well, okay, I thought he was gonna like bandage it up. Maybe I guess you knew that there was magic in this show. I didn't know that there was magic in this show at this point.
No, I legit didn't think of that. I thought he was going to bandage it up as well. And then the cat
Okay.
goes to run off, and it's, like, whole. And I'm just like, wait.
Yeah.
Healing powers, I guess? And then I actually forgot about this, but that doesn't come back at all. Except for
Never.
when he, like, reattaches his own arm.
Yeah, but that's like only healing himself, which
Which makes
Like-
sense. He's a vampire.
yeah, exactly. He's an undead. I think.
van-
Are they undead?
Yes.
Well,
Question
I mean-
mark.
I mean,
well, he's a
in this
half
show.
vampire.
That's true.
He's
Which-
a half vampire, so he's like a quarter dead.
Which I don't understand how that works. A quarter dead. I guess the math kind of checks out there. Okay. Yeah. Okay, the thing, like, right, I didn't, like, oh god, there's so many questions. Like,
Nothing's
what is-
explained
I know.
at
I know.
all in this show, ever.
Not at all. Never. And some things just kind of come up. Oh my god, bro. It's so
That's how I
painful.
felt for, like, the whole first episode. 'Cause we get our main character. Do we get any development on main character? No. And then Pink Girl shows up. They like the brainy place. And okay. And then they split up.
God.
And then we go see, and he's like, I'm your new teacher, blonde girl. And then she falls off a balcony.
And then he, like, catches her, and she's like, I love
This
you.
is... And yeah, and then he proceeds to simp for her, like, the whole show. That's a lie. He doesn't simp for her till season 2. Or episode 2. I need a shot.
He doesn't really simp for Oh,
No.
man.
All he does is simp for her. Half of my notes just say simp.
No. She's simping for him.
Who's the one that calls her Milady the whole show?
Well, that's what a butler does. She calls herself your little lady.
No, he calls her my little lady because he splits into English. In English.
Well, he only says it the one time. After that,
No.
she's the one who says it every time.
No. He says it in the beginning. He says it in the finale. He says it at least like once every other episode. He calls her my little lady, like the whole thing. I am confident on this because it drove me up the wall when he did it. I'm so
Okay,
glad I
see,
got vodka because I need this.
Oh man, this show's doing stuff to us. I swear. Okay, I do remember him doing it at the end. I don't remember any other times, but to be fair, I wasn't really. I was trying my best, but I was not paying the closest attention to this show. It was it was so mind numbing to
Honestly,
watch.
my first viewing session I was hatching Pokemon. My second viewing session I was playing Hearthstone. And
Yeah.
I wanted to chase down the English dub so that I could actually split my focus more effectively.
Uh-huh.
But then I read a review that was like, "Don't watch the English sub; your ears will die." Because apparently the English sub for this show is really atrocious. Which I bumped into that before. One of my absolute favorite shows ever has an abysmal English dub, so I completely
What
believe
show?
it's awful. Wakfu. The English dub of Wakfu will make you cry.
Oh yeah, no, you made me listen to that before.
Wait,
Yeah.
did I? Did you actually look it up?
We were in a call and you sent me the link and I watched it. It was bad. It was very bad.
Yeah, no, the English dub for Wakfu is actual pain.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. So we both watched the sub. The sub was not I don't know, my subs were not great. There was some a couple weird lines here and there, and I don't know if that's because of the subs or if it's actually what they were saying and it was just cringe. Though a lot of whenever they were speaking English, it was very cringe. It was really bad English.
Yeah, and not fun English like JoJo's. It's just bad.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's
my
little lady.
My little lady was awful, but the pronunciation of Once Upon a Time, because they say that 15 times in the last 2 episodes.
Yeah, I got sick of that.
Pronunciation of that wasn't that bad.
Time. It wasn't bad, but I just got sick of it.
Because they used it so much.
That was there was only 3 attack names or 3 spell names they ever said in the show, and that was one of the 3, and they said it 30 times that episode.
Well, Once Upon a Time wasn't an attack name. That's how you activated.
I said
books.
spell. I said a spell name.
Oh.
I changed it to spell.
Yeah, I forgot about the attack names. That's one thing that bothered me. So there's anime attacks. You know what I mean by anime attacks. The frickin' Thundercross split attack. Stuff like that. Here's the problem. The main girl, the blonde girl, she has 2 modes. It's either panic until main character... Well, no, she is the main character, unfortunately. Panic until the tutor man vampire guy shows up and bails her out. Or randomly just, use the big fancy magic attack that she learned, 10 minutes ago, I guess.
Yeah. That was something that I really didn't like. They never showed any of the training.
They talk about it. They say it happens.
Yeah. And they tell you.
A lot of the show happens off screen, actually.
So much of the show. Yeah. And the stuff that they're showing on screen is... I think if they showed the stuff that happened off screen, it would be a much better show.
And there were straight exposition dumps. So often. There were characters that would show up just to talk about their character.
Yeah. Yeah, the show so often is just completely still. It's insane how still the show is.
I remembered one bit that I marked down. It was in one of the later episodes where blonde girl is shouting at blue-haired sister or whatever. Or, I don't know. She's yelling about something, and they're in this dining hall with all the other girl students. All the students are girls. It's all girls. Because anime.
Yeah. Not only are they all girls, they're all 13-year-old flat-chested girls. They're all lovers.
Except one, because they make the titty jokes about her. The obligatory titty jokes.
Yeah, but everybody else is completely flat. There's no variation.
None at all. And then
I guess they're
holy
13,
crap.
so I guess it makes sense.
Anyway, and they don't need them, which is what makes the one character scenes super awkward when all of... Because they're in the middle of... They're in the death library, and then the one girl gets turned into a mermaid, so she has swimwear on, and the others are all I'm pretty sure that the... Okay. Alright. Give me a pass here, okay? But I'm pretty sure they got bigger when she became a mermaid. Because when she reverted back,
because like the spell didn't last I don't understand the point of the spell because it didn't last very long. It lasts like 2 minutes.
To show that the books do spells, I guess, and that's if I'm giving them like credit, but we've already seen the books do things.
Yeah, exactly. But like when she reverted back, they were not that big. So I think the books did something.
Yeah, and the other girls were just like, wow, or whatever. And it got awkward. And then one of the girls like held her down for the other two to... This was uncomfortable. Where was I going with this? No,
I don't even remember,
she's shouting in the dining hall. She's shouting in the dining hall, and all of the other characters and all the background characters in the dining hall are just like staring at her. And they're completely still, but they're like staring at her, which makes sense. But then the main character like runs off, and all of the others just stay staring where she was standing.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that too. Oh man, that was so bad. There was another point, also, like, it might have been an animation error, and I feel like but it's in the same vein as that, right? So you remember when they were going down on, like, the elevator to the library?
Yeah.
Right? And the elevator breaks.
Mm-hmm.
It
because
shatters.
of plant trap or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. That was never brought up again.
Well, no, it was mentioned when the headmaster... I dropped a thing. When the headmaster got shanked and the other students were like, my dad made me do it.
Yeah, I know, but, like, how did they get down?
Yes.
That's what I mean, right? Like, it never shows how they actually made it. But anyways, after it breaks, it then shows blonde girl and her cousin, the blue-haired girl, shows them, and you can see, because it's like the camera's like right here and they're like sitting right here, right? So like you can see, audio listeners can't understand that. The camera's above them, so you can see the floor. But you can see the like floor of the elevator, which is still blue and has that like thing. And it showed like right before that the floor had shattered and all of the blue light was the floor, and that is what had shattered. And I was like, there's no way they left that in, like, on purpose, because that doesn't make any sense.
There was a whole bunch of just weird stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go on like an anger rant because like.
Oh, here it is. I've been waiting. I
thought we were going to talk about this in order, but there is no order, and so I'm bringing it up now because we're talking about stuff that why is it still in the show. So there's this one character that I was like, actually, I'm kind of like, wow, they're actually kind of cool, and it's this edgelord assassin girl, who like she can talk, but you think she can't talk because she has cards, and she'll speak into the card and like throw it and then fire words or whatever. And okay. And so she does the thing, and she infiltrates the school as a student, and then like 2 episodes later it comes back. They're in this crystal... They're inside the school, and then inside the school is a crystal version of the school that the girls have been put in. Which I guess makes sense, ? Probably.
Whatever, magic.
Yeah, magic stuff. Okay, so... Assassin Girl gets in there by disguising herself as a student. And she, like, tries to fight. But then Vampire Man comes in. Assassin Girl breaks the statues that would have stopped him from getting in. There were statues that would have stopped him from getting in. Assassin Man comes in because the statues are broken and is like, aha, we must fight. And she lunges at him. He hits her. She flies backwards. And then it cuts to her landing. Her landing... while wearing a different outfit in the grass outside the main school in a completely separate location with a different costume. And he's like, aha, I've won. And she's like, oh no, my dad will be angry. And he's like, take a letter and go away. And she's like, okay.
Okay. I was very confused on that part, and I thought it was.
They cut out like a scene and a half, and then just left the disconnected ends of it.
Yeah.
They teleported like 3 locations away.
That's like some full on like Super Sentai Kamen Rider stuff where like they just punch somebody and then they're like all of a sudden they're in a quarry or something. They're like on a city street. And like when I was watching the episode though, I thought during that point I looked away to Twitter and like just on my second monitor. I was watching right here, and I just looked over here, and then I looked back, and they're a completely different area. I was like, bro, how did I miss this much? But I don't care enough to go back and see.
I went back because I'm like, okay, this is for the podcast. I owe the podcast this much. What did I miss? When did they move? And then I rewinded it. I'm like, no, they didn't move. They just hard cut and skipped an entire battle.
Oh man, yeah, that would have been like I said earlier. If they showed the things that happened off screen, this would be a much better show. But they don't. They just like do all these weird. I don't understand why they did these decisions. It's so bad.
Have not gotten this riled up about a show in a long time. That cut right there physically pained me. And I mentioned this to you, Seaweed. You do editing work. I have a degree in editing. And seeing it just whoosh over to the other end of the city?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Where was any of it?
Uh-huh. And like it would be
when
fine,
did she
right?
change outfits?
Like if they did that to continue the battle, I'd be like, okay. All right, they're cutting ahead to where like they're actually going to have the battle. But that's not what happened.
No, he's just like
missed the whole battle.
He's just like, I must fight you. Hard cut. I've won.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like with like Kamen Rider and like Super Sentai, right? Like they do that cut to have a more open space to fight, and then they'll do the big fights there. But like that's not what happened here.
Was this the same company? Because I saw like Sentai Filmworks or something. I don't know if those are related.
No, Sentai Filmworks just licenses anime in the West.
Okay. I don't know these things. I saw Sentai and I'm like, wait, I know that word.
Yeah. I don't remember what Sentai means. No, this anime was made by EMT Squared. I'm looking to see if there's anything else.
Have they done anything before?
They've done a couple things, actually.
Anything I've heard of. That's the real mark.
Not anything you've heard of. Good night, no. I watched Nyanko Days from them, and it was cute.
Oh,
you
man.
have no idea what I'm talking about.
We've been bouncing everywhere.
This is the most unfocused podcast we've ever made.
Because we don't know what happened and we watched the full show.
Yeah. Like,
so
today.
Like, there's like a main... Yeah, we both watched this within the last 24 hours. There's like a plot that like... The main girl isn't the guy's kid. The guy hired the main... Oh! This is the other thing that bothered me. Okay. So, the vampire man... I'm sorry. I'm taking, like, the main spot of this show, and that's because...
I told you would be the one leading this episode.
Why am I leading an episode? I'm not a good reviewer. I'm just angry.
Oh, that's all you need, dude. The angry video game nerd. No.
So... Vampire Man was hired to find out if the blonde girl has mana. Mana is like the thing you use to magic.
Yeah, it's like the magic system, I guess, which I don't know the magic system. They never explain how the magic works.
They never explain it. And there's also classes, which they never explain. She wants to be a paladin. What does being a paladin entail? Who fucking knows?
I don't know.
I shouldn't swear that much.
That was the first time. I know two of the classes do. The samurai uses a katana
and is fast.
Well, good catch. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, because they mention in like one line, they're like, the samurai is fast while the warrior has defenses and the one guy is big or whatever the fuck. I don't care.
And then the dragon one. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, the dragoon can fly.
The dragoon can fly.
All I can
dragoon's ability. And I was like, why is that the dragoon?
And all I can think is you won't get the reference to this, Seaweed, I'm sorry, but all I can think is the StarCraft 2 dragoon, which are like these crab mechs that just walk around and be dopey, and they most definitely do not fly.
Well, like, most dragoons are like really big, heavily armored guys, aren't they?
I wouldn't know. I don't know what that is.
Like I'm pretty sure like when you're playing like a JRPG and you have the Dragoon as like a character class or whatever, like in your party, like they're like the really big tough guy. They're like a tank. Or the tank of like the party. I'm pretty sure like you can look, flame mail you want in the comments if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's
I
how
have
it
sent
is.
you a Discord message of a StarCraft Dragoon. They're so dopey.
Oh man, I'm imagining this
That's
thing
what
with
I
the,
had in my mind whenever they say she's a Dragoon class.
like just like putting the little like wings they put on the feet. Like the little like, oh man, what are those called? The like guys, some Greek Hermes wings. Yeah.
Mercury?
No, Hermes.
I think that's the same guy.
No, Rome just stole all of Greek stuff. Rome.
Well, that's what
can
I mean,
go
is
suck
it's a
dick.
different language name for the same dude.
Yeah, but Rome can suck a dick.
Anyway, there's a story. Let's not bully Rome. Who
I
knows
will
if
bully
we have
Rome.
one of our, like, 5 viewers is there.
Rome. Greece is the country. They won.
They're...
The whole-
So, like, the Vampire Man has nothing to do with Dragoons. So Vampire Man was sent to find out if Blonde Girl has mana, and he's like, no, she sucks at everything. And so he's like, okay, time to employ option 2. Murder her? So...
Wait, what?
No, he was supposed to kill her if she didn't have mana.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay, that's right. I forgot that plot point because
And
it
so
never comes up again, kind
It
of.
doesn't. And
Like,
so,
well, he'll mention every once in a while. He'll be like, no, when you die, I'll be the one to kill you, nobody else, if you have to be killed or whatever. And I was
So-
like, okay, cool.
yeah, he goes to kill her or whatever, and she's in a fight with 3 of the lowest level lycanthrope. I'll give credit here. I liked the design of the pumpkin men. They were cool.
They just didn't fit the world.
They didn't, but they were cool, so they get
If they
points.
if they were in Soul Eater, that they would be sick. They would fit.
Can we just
perfectly
watch
there.
Soul Eater instead?
That's a long show, dog. Don't like.
We'd have to start that one a couple weeks in advance.
Yeah, it's like a 40-something episode, I think.
Yeah, or it'd be a 2-parter for sure. Anyway, he's like, okay, I gotta kill her, and then he sees her in a fight, and she's like, no, I need to be strong and prove that I'm my daughter's kid. Or,
Father's
I'll
kid.
prove, yeah. And he's like, never mind, I love her now, and saves her. And drinks poison, paralysis poison, and kisses her to give her the paralysis poison and chucks her in a river, and that's what gives her mana. I guess.
I guess. And then he does some weird massage thing to her
Yeah,
to like see that make sure she's okay or something.
which is uncomfortable.
And it happens multiple times throughout the show.
And it's always in his bed.
No, it's in her bed.
It's her bed.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
her
if
bed.
that makes it better, I guess. This man's being handsy.
Yeah, but then, like, this is gonna sound really bad, but she's written like that she likes it.
No,
sounds really
that's
bad.
all it is these two fawning over each other, and then Vampire Man is trying to be all elegant like, but then half the
Yeah.
time he's just like, oh, I would happily lay down my life for you, my little lady. And I'm just like, no, end the cringe, you freaking fedora wearing neckbeard.
Yeah. Okay, well let's try before the break. Let's try to talk about at least the first arc. I would say there's 4 arcs. in
There's
this
4
show.
arcs. I'm glad
Somehow.
you discovered arcs, because I didn't.
Okay, so the first one, the first arc is like the when she gets her mana, like the opening arc, right?
Okay.
The second arc is that's the Goblet of Fire arc, Right.
Yeah, when they have the stained glass thing. I got
Yeah.
discount Harry Potter vibes through like a lot of this.
Oh, a
It's
lot.
a Twilight fanfic mixed with discount Harry Potter. That's what I'm gonna
Yes.
call this.
And then the third arc was the town, like that they went to, the
Okay.
village, and then the fourth
Okay.
arc was the library.
Okay, that tracks. Yeah, I can follow that.
That's the four arcs. So let's talk about that first arc. Well, I guess we've talked about like
We've
most.
mostly
Well,
gotten through
well,
all
no,
of
no, no,
that.
because there's the whole school thing. We haven't talked about the school at all.
Yeah, there's like a school tourney.
Yeah, and like, and they're middle schoolers, right?
Yeah, and they're all dicks to her, like
Yeah,
the
they're
whole
all dicks
time.
to her. They just bully her the whole time because she's like from this like high class family, but she can't use mana. And so they're like, haha, you can't use mana, but we're your friends,
Which
right?
that comes back later because that's like the basis for like them assuming. Oh, jeez, the wallpaper music is back. Uh, that's the basis for like them saying she's not House Fantassin, not Van. Oh, whatever house she's from.
Angel.
Angel.
Yeah. Yeah,
Fantastin
that was
is
the
the game
family
I've been
name.
playing. I'm sorry.
What's the game you've been playing? Oh, we gotta
Fantastin
talk
is
about
one of
that.
the houses in Opus Magnum.
Okay. Oh god, if only we could, but we can't.
Opus Magnum anime win.
Oh man.
It's just them building machines.
It would be more. It'd be better than this.
It would be.
Oh man. Okay. And anyway, so like she does like a sparring match with this girl, and then the girl uses mana on her and like just kicks her ass, basically. Not even basically. That's exactly what happens. Um, and then she's like, "Haha, you're a loser." And then her cousin comes up, and then she gets mad at her cousin because her cousin can use mana or something. Um, let's see what else
Yeah,
happens.
because like her cousin is the cousin of the house and is more talented than her, but she
Yeah.
doesn't want to be famous.
So it seemed like I know you're probably not going to get this reference, right? But it had very strong Naruto vibes here with that whole
Take your word
dynamic
for it.
because like there's the whole thing of the Hyuga clan, which is you know the Uchiha clan, right? You know
Nope.
Sasuke, the
Okay.
Sharingan, the
Who's
red
Sasuke?
eye. Oh no, we got a lot to learn, my friend. Anyways, the Hyuga clan is another clan in Naruto, and like there's two characters that are like they have the Byakugan, which is another type of eye. Whatever. Anyways, there's two characters, Neji and Hinata, right? And Hinata is from the main house. Neji is from the like side house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Hinata's the one who's supposed to have all this like all the power, like be like really talented and everything. But Neji's the one who is actually like that, and she's like really meek and like really shy and stuff. Whereas Neji is very confident in himself and is very strong. And so I had very strong vibes of that, except that was done so much better. Oh my god, so much better.
I, yeah, I take your word for. I don't know anything about Naruto except for I saw uh a fighting game for it, and it had one like attack animation that was exactly the same as like a gag they did in what, like Persona or something. I don't remember. I don't know where I'm going with this. I've had a lot of vodka today.
Yeah. I can tell. You don't know how to handle that stuff quite yet.
I'll get there, okay? I'm used to lemonade.
That's Oh
Okay.
man. All right. So the school has this tournament thing, right?
Oh, the dinosaur. No, the dinosaur's later. Never mind. Sorry.
Oh, I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, the okay, yeah, I jumped ahead. I
Yeah.
was looking at
That's
my
at the end
notes.
of this arc. That's at the end of this arc,
That's the end
I
of this
believe.
arc in the museum.
Yeah. So like there's this tournament where the girls like so okay, have you seen Ruby?
No. Although I found one of its opening songs by accident and added it to my song rotation like a year ago without even knowing it was from Ruby.
Gotcha. Okay. That's honestly the only thing I liked from Ruby. Ooh, that's some heat right there. But
I might watch it eventually, maybe, possibly.
in season 3, there's like a fighting tournament, and
Okay.
it seemed I got very similar vibes from it, but except that one was more structured. I had no idea what was it just a free for all? Was that what it was supposed to be?
I legit don't remember.
Because like
There
it
was
seemed like everybody was just fighting each other with
the
no
only
like turns, no order, but like also the only fight we focused on was against like the main girl and her bully.
yeah, the main girl, and then she goes like super freaking yandere on her like the rest of the show.
Yeah. Oh, no,
But those two fight.
it's not like we're friends or anything.
Yeah, they go to fight, and redhead. She's a redhead with curls. Redhead with twin tail curls is just like
She also has the ara ara laugh.
she does.
She's the Ojo Sama.
She's just like, oh, well, you're gonna lose because you don't have magic. And then she's like, aha, I have magic, and wins.
And then she's like, what? What?
And then they come back, like, after the match, and she's like, have your book back. I'm done reading it, or whatever. Because she stole it, like, an hour before or something. And they're just, like
the
chill
previous day
from
or
that
something,
point on, I guess.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Does the main character do anything? Does the blonde girl do anything? Or does she just kind of exist and be grumpy?
Well, like
Grumpy's
kinda,
the wrong description.
She kisses the dude.
Yeah, and then
The
brags about it
17-year-old.
to the other teacher for like 6 years. That's gonna get the man
It's
arrested.
like, dog, yeah, you're gonna put him in jail. Stop, bro. Like,
Isn't that like illegal in Japan too? Like you don't got an excuse there, bud.
yeah, yeah. I think people use like what's it called? They're like, oh well, the age of consent in Japan is like 13 or whatever, but like that's like
Oh, I'm pretty sure
national
it's 16, isn't it?
or 16 or whatever it is. They're like it's younger, but like that's national.
It's
but
young
every
enough to make
prefecture,
Americans feel awkward, but even this is too far by their standards.
yeah, but like that's just the national one. For every prefecture, I'm pretty sure has their own rules, and it's all like 18. So like that excuse doesn't even work.
that part.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. So yeah.
Oh boy,
it's bad. But they're not in Japan though.
They're not. They're in Lampland, so I guess it's
Yeah.
okay. Does the city have a name? Did they ever give one?
The one they go to in the third arc does, but I couldn't tell you what it is. It was some like overly complicated name, and I'm sure that's the same way with everything
Probably.
else. Everything
Yeah.
in this show is named so complicatedly.
If
like,
literally
there's
everything
no
is in the chandelier, where did Vampire Man come from? Where was the train coming from? Are there other chandeliers?
No. I think he was going from one of the like lights to another light.
Possibly.
And I think that's what
guess.
I think that's what the glass tubes are. Is the train goes to travel, connect them
What
all.
are they? Blonde girl wins the tourney and then is like, "Hey, Dad, I won the tourney," and her dad's like, "Lol, no.
Oh, one win? Wow, what a loser! And,
You've got to defeat the entire school before I'll recognize you as a human."
Yeah. Yeah, and then the vampire guy's just like, "Hey, well, look at it this way. Your dad talks to you." What? I mean,
At that point, is that a good thing?
I mean, I guess it was supposed to be. I guess her dad just didn't talk to her, but like,
Yeah, and then he's like, I don't remember if he actually said this, but it was the same kind of vibes. Like, even if your dad's not proud of you, I'll be here for you.
he basically said that. Yeah.
Because he's simping for her anyway. And then the girls get kidnapped, and I legit don't remember how they did. There was like a dance
they
party.
Well, no, it was a festival, and like there was like a parade, I think, where all of the people who could use mana or something wore these like white, or no, it's just all the people from the school.
Yeah,
I
they
think
wear these
wore these
dresses.
dresses,
And
and then
Blonde Girl
the
was like, I've always wanted to wear the same dress as my cousin.
yeah, and well then her cousin also wanted the same thing, but then they got her cousin got the dress, and like her maid or whatever was like, oh, this piece of crap. No,
Cousin's maid
thank
is
you.
such a terrible person from like the whole thing because she comes back later. She's in the council that's trying to get Blonde
Throughout the
Girl
whole
kicked
show,
out.
well, throughout the whole show, she's the one who replaced the glass, the stained glass.
She does like all the things. Is
Yeah,
she the bad guy of the show?
I think
Because I don't
so.
think the show has one. They jump around like 15 times.
Yeah, no, it's
There's
yeah.
no overarching villain, I don't think.
There is, but I think it's more of like the of like a um like a like a mob boss thing that you never see the face of. I think that's what they were trying to do at least.
Because
It's
there's like, I mean,
garbage.
there's like Spider-Man, but that's kind.
Not that Spider Man.
Not
That's
that
licensed.
Spider-Man.
There
The
was the
man who
man
is a
spider.
spider.
There was the man spider. Actually, wait, that might be licensed by Marvel also. The spider that is also a man. The arachne, whatever.
The spider vampire guy.
He wasn't a vampire. The Spider-Land party guy.
Wait, no, yeah, he's like a Lancanthrope spider guy,
Yeah.
which are like stronger than vampires, I guess, except for when they're not.
No, they're not. Vampires are like the
Didn't he
strongest.
said he was? Well, no, because
I think the
Spider
spider
Guy
guys,
said he was.
the spiders are just like a, they're high up on the thing, but I think vampires are the top. I think like
Can
the
we get like
spiders are
a?
just high.
Can we get a tier list?
No,
I need a tier list.
no, you can't. Sorry, the show didn't come with that. Try to figure it out on your
It's
own.
in the Blu-ray release.
Oh my god.
You just open the Blu-ray cover and there's a chart of all the different lycanthropes.
Oh god, a chart of like all of that and also the plot of the show because it's not on the Blu-ray
No,
disc.
there isn't one. It's just a blank sheet.
It, it just comes with like a blank like sketchbook. It's the plot.
Here's the plot. Draw your own. They
Oh
go to a
man.
museum. Cousin girl has a different dress, and then things
Yeah,
happen.
and
I
then she
legitimately
cries.
don't
Well,
remember
she
what things
cries,
happen.
runs off. She cries, runs off to the fountain to cry more. And then the blonde-haired girl's like, "Oh no, my cousin! I better check on her." Goes check on her. They get jumped by the bandage guy and his pumpkin goons.
Oh, I know they're cousins. Why is there so much like gay energy between these cousins? Like I feel like they're trying to ship those two, but they're like very explicitly stated as cousins.
Yeah, hey, but maybe they're like third-degree cousins.
I mean, incest is incest, but come on.
Hey, land of the South, my guy.
As long
We
as
in the heart of it.
Well, you are. I'm still up north. I never went back home.
Yeah, but your heart's down here. I know.
I don't want to say I'm southern. The southern states are problematic right now.
This is the Southern Anime Podcast right now. Actually, they're doing pretty good on one thing, and that's that Cuties movie. But
I
I don't
mean,
want to
I
talk
get
about that.
I get real southern sometimes. It hasn't happened yet, miraculously, but I was drinking with some people a while back, and there was one guy I hadn't met, but these were all people I knew through. This has nothing to do with anime. I'm sorry, but there's one guy I hadn't met, and we'd been drinking, and like my southern accent like kicked in so hard. Like I went back to the accent I had when I was before I moved up here because it's lessened since I got up here. And I specifically remember, and I'm very proud of this. The new guy was like, "Where did you find this kid?" I'm just like, that is a sense of pride right there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, see, I've never had like a Southern accent, and I grew up in Alabama. So this is what I've always
I'm
sounded like.
I'm technically not even southern. I'm
You're
from the
not,
southern
technically.
border of a northern state.
Yeah, you're not really Southern.
We're geographically northern, but culturally southern. It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has nothing to do with anime.
It was probably more interesting than the actual anime. But
Yeah.
I think this is a pretty good spot
Is
to
this
take a
where
break.
is this where we stop? It's a little early, but
Yeah, but look, I want to take a break. I
yeah.
need a break from
Let's
this
see if we
show.
can manage the other three arcs on the second half. I need a moment to
Yeah.
take a pee and
So,
maybe take another shot. I don't
all
know.
right. So we'll be back real quick. Yeah. Yeah. See you in a couple minutes, I guess,
We'll return.
or seconds. Hey, welcome back to the second half of A Shot of Weeb, episode 10. Yes, 10.
Hopefully this is episode 10 because we're going to sound really dumb if it's not.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure I remember you saying 9 last week when I was
Yeah,
editing
because
it.
my choice episodes are always the every third.
Yes, and it's always when you edit, it's the even number episodes. I edit the odd numbers.
We have completely different ways of remembering this, but okay. We're professionals. We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, professionals. Okay, so we got
Professionals
3 arcs.
and not just college grads getting drunk for a side gig.
Whatever works, whatever counts, right? All right, we got 3 arcs left to talk about.
3 mini arcs. I like 3 episode arcs. They're barely arcs.
Okay,
So what's
look, the Overlord arcs are only 4 episodes each.
I mean, yes, but also no. But wait, no, yeah, I don't know. They're 4 to 5, except for lizards, which just kind of happened. Don't get me ranting about that again. That's not what we're talking about.
Okay. Sure.
Sorry, I had another shot
Um,
over the break, so I'm a little out of it.
And I've opened up my second can because I forgot to put this one in the
boy.
fridge, so it was hot. And so I was doing that over the first half of the episode. So
So what did
now
we
we're
say the
back.
second arc was? The second arc was
The second arc was
the big journey?
Yeah, it's the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, the discount Goblet of Fire arc. So, like,
Yep.
all the students from the main school. I wish I could remember the main school's name because it was so dopey. I absolutely loved it. It was like Freedweed or something.
It was something like that. I don't remember what it was either, but it was something like that. It was not that though.
It's so funny to me. Also, this has no context to literally anything else, but I'm pretty sure it already happened in a part we've already talked about, so I want to bring it up right now. So, I've reminded this because I have the names page open, like I usually do, and the pink teacher's name is Rossetti Prickett. And in the English dub, at one point, the main character calls her Rossetti Prick, and it's so funny.
Oh yeah, yeah, they did do that, and she's like, "No, my name's Prickett," and I was like, "That's not much better, dog." Like that's pretty sure that was in the first arc when they were.
It's a stupid joke. It's a really stupid joke, but I liked it.
It is. It's really dumb.
Oh boy.
Okay. All right, so
Yeah, let's make
I don't wanna
actual
talk
progress here.
I don't want to talk about this show, bro. Oh, okay. So
Let's just hijack this episode and talk about something else instead. I've been watching Future Diary. Let's just make this a Future Diary episode.
God, I don't remember much about this show, but honestly, okay. Okay. So
Did we talk about the museum? I think we skipped the museum and the Band-Aid Man.
We skipped the museum. Yes, we
There's
did.
okay, let's just like 2 sentences.
He's
There's
important.
a Band-Aid Man and a dinosaur skeleton, and they break the skeleton, and Band-Aid Man says kill them, and then says, oh no, never mind, because vampire punches him.
Yeah.
There we go. I summarized the end of Arc 1.
Yeah. Yeah, the dinosaur thing was kind of cool. And, like, I'll give him credit, right? Because for the dinosaur thing, I was also like, what is she doing? And the villain was also said the same exact thing. Band-Aid Man said, what are you doing?
I immediately knew what he was doing.
She was just beating the dinosaur leg with, like, a sword or whatever. Or not even a sword.
Hmm. I think it was like a
with the
fire
post.
extinguisher?
No,
A post?
it was like the it was like the signpost for the dinosaur skeleton.
Yeah, oh yeah, because they didn't have their swords. So they
Yeah.
made a sword out of Blue Girl's dress because it was made of Phoenix magic.
dragon's feather or something. And I don't know, whatever. Who cares?
Magic stuff.
Never comes up again.
It doesn't.
Oh my god, that's the whole show.
That
Except for one thing. Except for one thing, and that's the Bandage Man.
Band-Aid Man returns, but that's a while away from where we're at right now. We've got so much more simping to get through first.
This is the most painful episode to record.
Because this is the first time we've talked about, like, a really bad show, I think.
That both of us have, like, really disliked.
Because I think that's what's wild, is when we came up with the concept for the show, I was like, let's talk about bad anime, and then we proceeded to not talk about any bad anime.
Yeah. Oh, well, we talked about season 2 of Overlord last week.
I feel like that's only bad, like, because of what season 1 was, in my personal opinion. I loved season 1.
So, second arc.
There's a tournament in a glass castle.
Yeah. And you're chosen by the stained glass or something.
Yeah, you become the class captain or whatever it is.
I don't remember what they called. Yeah. And so, like, the headmaster or headmistress, like, pulls off the cloth over the thing, and it has the girl's and her cousin's name on it. And everybody's like, "What? Excuse me." Even the headmistress was like, "What?
Who put your name in the goblet, Harry?"
Yeah. And so then everybody's kind of, like, upset because they're like, well, it should have been the student council president. And it's like, yeah, it definitely should have been. What? That's what she was.
Was she actually? I thought it was a joke.
I'm pretty sure that's what she was.
I don't know who anybody in the show is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really either.
But they're on the stained glass, which means they're the leaders and they have to go fight.
But they get to have a team. Each one of them has a team of 2 other people with them, I believe. Mm-hmm. So it's like a 3-man cell. And,
and it's a free-for-all where you got to steal glass flowers off of their shirt.
Yeah.
Which I don't think they even do any of that because most of this tourney happens off-screen.
Yeah.
Do we even learn what the results of the tourney are? I don't think we do. I think it just ends.
No, we learn what the results are, yeah. Yes, because the main girl doesn't win, and the other school won. Like, the other school, the girl with the ponytail won. Well, yeah, off-screen, but that's still the results. This is also the arc where we're introduced to that, like, the fire girl, the clown class.
Right, yeah, the one I ranted about. Which is frustrating because she could have been a really interesting character to use.
Mm-hmm. I really liked, like, when she was first introduced, I liked the fact that she only talked through fire, like the little, like, fire paper thing, and, like, it showed the text on screen. Like, that was really cool. I thought that she was a little boy, though.
I mean, I did too. I liked that in theory, but I didn't like it in practice, and this is probably going to be, like, website specific. But since she was speaking in text, there were Japanese subtitles for, like, the Japanese viewers. But there were also English subtitles that were on top of the Japanese subtitles, so I couldn't read them.
Well, just read what was on the screen.
I didn't realize that until, like, the end.
Okay, well, that's on you. That's not on the show.
Well, but no, because you weren't supposed to read the fire. If there were Japanese subtitles, you weren't supposed to read the fire.
What?
No. Well, no, because... No, whenever she spoke with fire, the words came up in Japanese on the bottom. Which is why I couldn't read them, because the English and the Japanese subtitles were in the same place.
I mean, yeah, that's bad subtitle placement. But, like,
yeah,
so
which
the
frustrated
Japanese viewers would be able to understand what she was saying, because she was speaking in English.
Oh, was she speaking English?
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, that's why I said it's on you.
Well, because I was trying to read the subtitles. There's subtitles. I'm going to read them.
You can't read Japanese.
No, I was trying to read the English subtitles that were on top of the Japanese subtitles.
Anyway,
Ah!
it was done well. It was done well. That was one of the two things I liked in the show. But then they killed that whole concept, and her character just becomes nothing.
Yeah, because she starts talking, and then they start fighting, and then they
And then
skip the entire fight.
They change her outfit, and then she just becomes an instructor.
Yeah, because
So
she's
stupid.
like, Dad wants me to infiltrate. They never established who this dad was, even though Vampire Man apparently knew, because he gave her a letter that I guess he had prepared in case she ever turned up.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow, it's almost like they cut a whole bunch of the show out.
That's like, okay, that's something I wanted to talk about, because this is based on like light novels, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I
I'm pretty
read
sure
some
they fit-
reviews about this. I shouldn't have, but I did.
I'm pretty sure they fit 4 light novels into this anime, which is a lot.
Yeah,
Right.
no. What I
So-
read, apparently, they just cut a lot from the novels when adapting this.
Okay, that's what I figured, because like the amount of stuff that like happens in this show is like it's insane. Like the how far they get, because they should not have gotten this far. Like as far as they did, that last arc should not have been in the show.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it should have stopped at the. It should have been like 3 arcs. The last arc was the maze.
Oh, the library.
Yes, yeah, the library labyrinth thing. That should not have been in this arc. I think that arc
Yeah,
would have
no.
made a very good movie. Right?
That could have been interesting, yeah, honestly. The problem is like, the thing that, like, is theoretically the plot of this season resolves in that arc, or kind of resolves in the library arc.
But it
Which
also
is like the heritage thing.
But it also kind of starts in that arc.
No. Because that was, like, the reason he was supposed to kill her, is because if she didn't have mana, it meant she wasn't a true child of the family. So I'll grant them that. That's the end of the overarching story part of this.
Yeah, but that didn't need to be resolved in this season.
I mean, if they plan to continue it, no. Which, I mean, I'm assuming they plan to continue it. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like this is more of an advertisement for the light novels than anything else, honestly.
You thought that was bad. Read the books. They're actually decent. I don't know. I've not read them.
I imagine the books would have to be better. You know, because there's so much cut here.
They're not missing all the things.
Right, exactly. Like, they have everything there. Like, I don't think it's going to be high literature or anything. You know, like, it's
I mean, it's a light novel.
Yeah, exactly. And light novels are fun. I enjoy light novels. And I think there are some light novels that are high literature. But
I don't think I've really read any anime, manga, light
yeah,
novel
but you can't
thingies.
read.
Whoops, sorry, I forgot. I'm Southern. I can't read.
Yeah, I'm one of the rare breeds.
So, yeah, they're in the castle and they do the fighting, and I've already ranted about how that arc ends when they just skip like an episode's worth of content.
What about your favorite? You know, you messaged me about this, but like your favorite part of the show.
So that's what I
episode
meant.
5.
That's why I put it in italics. Was my favorite part. It was the bit I was going to rant about.
Gotcha. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Oh wait, hold on. The pink goo professor prank thingy was in this arc.
Oh yeah, it was at the end of the arc.
The whole after party thing.
Yeah, like I like that idea of like an after party. That was cool. Like I like that because like, oh god, I'm giving the show too much credit now. But like that felt like something that like would actually happen after like a tournament like that.
Yeah, maybe with like high schoolers. I feel like that's not so much a thing. Still, I feel like that's not so much a thing that the little kiddos would get up to.
Based on something that the headmistress said later on, I think that like they're kind of high schoolers. I think these are the last 3 years of school they have, and they go out into the real world.
Really? I'll
Kind of
take your
thing.
word for you on that.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but I believe I remember her saying that at some point. So like it makes sense, like relatively, to have like a little after party thing. And they weren't like they weren't really doing anything that bad.
Yeah, and like, okay, there's establishment that needs to happen. Because at the beginning of the after party episode, Pink Teacher finds Vampire Man like chilling in bed and is like, "Bro, we need to talk." And then they cut away from that.
Yeah. I
Uh
forgot that bit happened, honestly.
oh, and there's like a fake out. There's a fake out here because they didn't want to talk about the cousin being gay. No, hold on, bear with me. I should not have had that last shot of vodka. Holy crap. Um, they're all like talking. They're all like talking. All the girls are, and they're going around the table. They're like, "Tell us about who you've been in love with," and all of them are like, "We're 13, idiot. We've not been." But then they skip
Uh-huh.
Blue Girl because Blue Girl clearly wanted to talk. She had something to talk about. And with like what little development we've seen so far, she was absolutely going to say something about Blonde Girl. Like, you cannot convince me that was not what was going to happen.
That was definitely I did that was kind of funny too because like they went through everybody and then she's like, "All right, well like next topic." And then she's like, "Are you not going to ask me?" And then she just completely ignores her.
No, let
I
Blue
was
Girl
kind of
talk. She's a good egg.
she was good. No, I don't want to say she was good. She was one of the tolerable characters.
She's the best. Well, no, best girl. If I have to pick as best girl, I'm going to say Pink Teacher. Because, like, she's... I don't have a good reason. She has a good design.
Okay, if I have to pick a best girl, since we're going to do this right now, throughout the whole show, it would have to be the pink-haired girl, right?
Yeah. Wait.
If I'm allowed
The
to...
teacher?
Yeah, the teacher.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. I approve. Because there's a different pink hair girl.
But if I'm allowed to say, like, a character up to this point... It's the clown girl before she changes design.
Before she stops being relevant.
Yes. Well, before she changes design and like starts talking. Once she opens her mouth, it's over. It's all over because she never uses the
She
flame
had
thing
a cool
again.
gimmick with the flame cards.
Yeah, and like her ability seemed really cool, but like it's never used again.
Yeah, because they're
So-
like, she's a class that can imitate any other class. What do the classes do?
Yeah.
Fuck
Well, like
if I
yeah,
know.
and she's a class that can imitate any other class, but she is also capable of imitating every class, which
Not every
clown
class.
can
She
do.
can impersonate classes higher than something. Because they were like, she can't be a paladin or whatever.
Paladin might be like the highest class or something.
Paladin's like top tier
Which
or
I don't
something.
understand. Paladin's so never the
You
top
know, it'd
tier.
be really cool if they explained what that was.
Yeah, because isn't Paladin normally like a holy like healer kind of deal?
I mean, yeah,
Or a holy
paladins are
knight?
like knights with healing ability. I play D&D. They're knights with healing ability.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But they like always have like a higher power.
Yeah, they can smite
They
evil.
follow
Yeah,
for
they're one
it.
of the religious classes. Paladins
Yeah.
have like a religious oath.
Yeah.
Usually. There's
But like
exceptions.
there's no religion in this show.
No, paladin
So-
just means a thing, I guess. It's probably fighting style. As far as I can tell, I think literally the only thing it dictates is the fighting style of
That's what it seemed like, yeah.
Of the
but
person.
there was like 11 of them. There was like 11
I
different.
don't
Because I
remember.
remember there was one point in the show, I don't know what arc it was or anything, but like they were going through and it was during an exposition dump. They just listed every class and like showed them all on screen, kind of. And
And I just went by like real fast and no one cared.
they went by real fast, but it just kept going, and I was like, this isn't like a 3 or 4 tier system. This is like a, why are you having this many? Like, how long do you want this to go on for? Like, you're not going to be able to develop all of this. And I knew they weren't going to, and they didn't. They lived up to my expectations, at least. So. Oh, man. I see you're really enjoying this show.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Are we done with arc 2? No, because we haven't
No, we have
explained
to
what the
talk
prank
about
was, because the teachers
prank,
do the
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
The teachers are like, they're having fun, that's illegal.
Well, they were out after curfew.
Whatever, I don't know. The teachers are like, how dare they enjoy existing. And so...
Well, before that stuff happened, after they talked about their love life that is non-existent, they did the scary stories, because that's the other thing you do at a sleepover.
I guess.
They were gonna originally they were gonna have a pillow fight. They were like, that's not very ladylike. Let's talk about our love lives instead. Like, yeah, okay, that's a lot better, buddy. Yeah. So they do all that, and then they tell scary stories. In this one story, it's like, it's about like this husband and wife. They move to this like city or whatever. They're pretty poor. He keeps trying to find jobs, but like he can't find one that's like good enough for them to live a decent life. And then he takes more shifts or something, goes insane, and then he kills her. Or he starts beating her, then he kills her, like stabs her and cuts out her heart. And then like he's running away with the heart, and the heart talks to him. And then like he kills himself in the river. And then, but because her body didn't have a heart anymore, her body was like held a grudge against him and went around killing people. That was the story.
Yeah, I forgot like half of it.
It was really dumb. It was so dumb. But,
yeah. And I guess the teachers were listening, because they follow up on that.
Yeah, somehow. I don't know how that
Pink
worked.
teacher puts on a witch costume and like attacks the students.
Yeah.
And then
like,
they just teleport to the sewers, I guess, somehow.
Yeah. They just
I don't
did
remember
another
how they got
teleport
there.
thing. I don't either. Then they're in the sewers. This pink goo falls on them, and there's a weird scene with the pink goo.
This is one of the titty scenes.
You can imagine it. Just I don't want to discuss it any further. And then they get out of the sewer.
Mm-hmm. And they bump into to Vampire Man.
Yeah.
And
we could see that there's like some blood like coming down his mouth, and I was like, oh, he just got done feeding? That's weird. I didn't think he did that.
I went on the exact wrong train. I'm like, wait, what's this weird puppet version? Because I thought it was like those wood puppets where the jaw's just like cut out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I could see how you... yeah, that makes sense too. Yeah.
But no, he's just like, I'm sorry, I'm also in too much of a predicament. My heart's missing, and he's got like blood all over his chest.
He's like, can you help me find it or something? And they all scream, and then it shows them all back in his room, I believe.
They're all he's like, well, it's just a prank, bro.
Well, yeah, and they're also all wearing like matching cat hoodies. They're all different colors though, corresponding to whatever color.
Did Vampire Man just have those in his closet to give to them? Because they weren't wearing those before.
That they might have Yeah.
Is the school sleep uniform a cat outfit? Like, what's going on here?
I don't know. I really don't know. But he like gives them the rundown of all that stuff, and then they fall over because they've been sitting in that position so long, like on their heels or whatever, and their legs have gone asleep and they can't get up. And so then we get this really weird shot of just like all their
pans along.
It just pans along all their butts just shaking. And it's like, don't show me this. Please.
Why is no?
Yeah,
and then they they give this like awkward shot of all the butts, and then they all fall asleep in teacher's bed, which is even worse.
Oh, I'd missed that.
No, they all fell asleep in teacher's bed because they're like, we can't walk home, we must sleep here. And I guess he just picks someone and puts them in his bed, and he sits in a chair next to it and is like reading a book or whatever, and they clearly fall asleep. And he tries to walk off, and Blonde Girl grabs his hand in her sleep and is like, Sensei. And he's like, okay, I guess I'm staying. And I'm like, no, you don't stay. You do not stay. That's how you get fired.
That's how you get arrested. Though, I mean, I guess technically he was 17 at this point, so like he
was 17?
Yeah. Yeah, I looked up the ages.
Why is he a vampire professor 17? Why is this show?
I don't know, dude. I've been asking that question the whole time.
What's arc 3? I want to wrap this up.
Arc 3 was the village one, where they tried to do like a mystery thing.
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Angry old lady, blue-haired girl's nanny, aunt,
Oh, yeah.
woman,
Yes.
whatever. She's the one who put the names on the glass because she wanted blonde to lose to
Yeah,
blue
because she
girl.
wanted to show that that blue girl was like the like superior one.
But then blue girl was like, lol, I'm going to throw the match.
Yeah.
So that happens. Because angry blue granny aunt lady comes back.
Yes, she comes back later in the show.
I have no clue what I'm talking about.
I can kind of tell. But let's go on. Let's go to arc 3. So it's like the mystery town thing. And the vampire guy, he's like super secretive and like, ooh, what's he doing? What's the vampire doing today? And he's just off in his own little world, and we don't really see him this whole arc. This
May I
is really
detour for like a split second because there's a filler episode that we skipped.
Is there?
There's the episode where I suppose it's not filler because it's like set up for the next arc. It's the one where Pink Teacher asks Vampire Man to pretend to be her fiance.
Oh yeah, I thought that happened at the beginning of this, like that first episode for this arc.
Oh, I thought we were on the next episode. Oh wait, no, you're right. That's it. That's what we were on. I'm not even detouring. That's
Yeah,
how they get
'cause
us to the city because her dad.
I was just getting the general like idea of the
Sorry,
the
yeah,
story
no,
for this
I'm
arc.
dumb and drunk.
No, we're all
and thought
good.
we skipped a thing.
We're all good. So, but on to that. That's like one of the first things that happened because like she was like, "Oh, I need you to be my husband," and then it does the funny haha, cuts away, and then it shows him again, and she's like, "Well, I just need you to
Theory
pretend
laugh track.
because." Oh, God.
It took a moment to hit.
Yeah, it did. She just needs like a fake husband or whatever, fake fiance or boyfriend, whatever. I don't know.
Which makes
They changed
blonde
it.
girl super jelly.
Yeah, because she's like, no, that's my man's. And it's like, no, it's not. You're a child. You're a literal child.
Go
Don't
home
say
and
that.
play with your Barbies.
Good night, please. Please do something else. And then so they have that whole thing because her dad's coming to take them on this field trip to this town.
Yeah,
where
and he
everything's
had
about to go
like
down.
picked out a fiance for Pink Teacher, and Pink Teacher didn't want it.
Yeah, and Pink Teacher lied to her, or lied to him. Oh man.
I don't think I'm gonna call anybody by name. I try to take good notes. I couldn't be bothered to care enough about any of these characters to where I wrote down none of their names. My characters section on my notes is blank.
Yeah, you were showing me that before. It's just a box with nothing in it.
Because I blocked it off and thought there'd be someone important enough for me to write down.
No, there's no one. There's no one. It's nothing matters in this show. I wish I hadn't.
Things just happen, and the reasons are yes.
Oh man.
They're in the city, they go to the side city, a guy goes crazy and gets stabbed in the town square by Pink Girl's dad.
And then the headmistress comes out and it's like, "No, you can't execute people. That's illegal." And he's like, "This is not an execution." And
It was mercy because he's going insane. And she's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. And then like they're just kind of cool with it. And
There's one more note in this episode that I have to bring up, and it is something that we would skip if we continued with the story, but I need to bring it up. I have a note. All I wrote down was foot fetish. Because the blonde girl is angry at him for being with Pink Teacher, and she sits down and is like, get some socks and put them on me. And there's like, they put so much focus on it.
yeah, they did that, but then like also that same scene, that's the scene where she's like Yeah, see, I might as well have you act like my butler because since you don't actually care about me. And then as he's putting her socks on, he's like, "Uh, want to go on a date?"
Yeah, and it's so cringy. This is why I said it's a Twilight fanfic. This show's a fanfic.
It's really bad. And like this is
Oh.
no like knock on the like original. I just want to like say that now. Like it's no knock on like the original light novels because we don't know. We haven't read them.
I don't know. I can't read.
Those might be fine. Those might be fine. But like this show is not. This show is bad. Very very bad. So. Oh my god. It's like actually painful to talk
There's
about.
like an arc in the city, and I'll be completely honest, even though I wrote down so many notes, I don't entirely understand what the story of this arc was.
They were trying to like do like a Sherlock Holmes thing. I think. That's what
They've
like I
got
got
like the city
it's like a
mystery,
mystery.
yeah. People are
And there's like
dying,
these
there's like
murders.
weird
Yeah.
murders, a bunch of kids die in a church.
Yeah, and like obviously the biggest suspect is, well the quote unquote biggest suspect is the vampire guy.
Because he's just been off doing his own thing for a bit.
Yeah, and nobody's seen him the whole time. But like, I don't know if you felt this way, but to me, I felt like the whole time I was like, oh, it's definitely her dad. That's the most suspicious character here.
I mean, I disliked her dad, but I didn't, like, legitimately think he was behind the whole thing. I'm just like, wow, he sucks. But I didn't
I
think
thought
he
he
was,
was
like,
behind the
planning
thing
anything big
because,
time.
well, I thought he was behind the thing mainly, and here's why: it was for more like meta reasons than like story reasons. But he was introduced for this arc specifically,
Mm-hmm.
right? He like we hadn't even heard about him before. He was the one leading them to this place, which is his base of operations, kind of, or like where he was from. The town trusted him enough to kill people and like execute them in the street. And I was like, okay, that's weird. This guy's definitely has something to do with it, which is kind of yes, kind of no. You know, I would say it's like a bit of both.
I don't know. I didn't know who was at the head of the whole murder plot shenanigans, but that's because I went through this whole arc, like, kind of in a cloud of just not understanding what was going on. And I
So
don't know how much of that was me being dense and how much of that was the show not explaining things, but I think it's mostly the show not explaining things well.
no, it was that for sure.
But
This
to
is the
be
arc I
fair,
paid
this
the
was
most
also
attention to.
I've already said this. I was playing Hearthstone on the other monitor, and so I probably missed some things that would have helped me.
Well, this is the arc I paid the most attention to, and
Really?
even then, yeah, because I was like, okay, well, this could be an interesting mystery if they do it right, which they didn't. They
I
didn't
paid
do it
most
right.
attention to the library arc. I stopped doing much on the side during the library arc because I'm like, oh, this
Oh
is the end of it. I
no!
should probably watch this.
At that point, I was out. I was checked out for most of
You
that
just
arc.
tapped out at that.
But like for this arc, I was like, okay, maybe they'll do something cool. You know, like they're setting up a lot of stuff. Like he executed a guy in the middle of the street, and everybody who lives there like praised him for it.
Mm-hmm.
There's this like these weird like voices that the blonde girl's getting
Yeah.
that are like unexplainable. We don't know who it is. She doesn't know who it is, but like she's getting these like visions kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's these mystery spots we find out like aren't really anything. They're pretty like they're actually like hiding like the laboratory and stuff. And I was like, okay, well this is kind of intriguing actually. So I was watching it and then it got so stupid because then
Yeah.
it turns out, oh, big twist, the pink haired girl, like the teacher, pink haired teacher girl, oh, she's a vampire and she's the sister of the vampire guy.
But they still ship those two, like, through later episodes, no problem.
Oh, no problem. They don't care about incest at all in this show.
And that's not even the premise. I can excuse it when that's the premise, dang it. I'm sorry, I have to make excuses for a show I like.
Yeah, I know you do.
Um, But yeah, and then she's a vampire, and I don't remember why she's a vampire, and I think Vampire Man, like, locked her memories away, I guess. I don't really remember what that was about.
Yeah, he took away her memories of anything to do with him and the vampireness. And
I
then
was confused at this point. I missed exactly what was going on there.
Gotcha.
Like, she goes...
That's fair. Because she goes, like, feral.
Yeah,
Basically.
like, fully. She was behind the murders, and she attacks Blue Girl.
Yeah.
Blue Girl gets injured, and then there's the spider guy. This is when the spider guy comes up.
Yes, the Arachne or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
His name is something like that.
He starts talking. Things happen. I don't remember. There's a wedding.
Yeah.
Because Pink Girl's getting married to the guy her dad picked out, and then Blonde Girl shows up and is like, I've kissed the teacher, what you gonna do about it? And they start fighting. And that's how they, like, break her out of the memory charm.
Her dad was the priest who was actually wedding them.
He was. That's not right.
No, that was so weird. You can't do that. Yeah, and it turns out that the spider guy was like a little tiny spider on the dad's head, but then he grows into a really big spider, and the vampire has to fight him, and then he impales him on a rock.
Yeah, here's what... So I told you that one of the episodes, I took like 40 minutes on the episode because I kept getting confused. This is what got me. When they were fighting the spider, I couldn't figure out what the scale was. Because, like, there's some shots where he looked like big monster spider, and there were some shots where it looked like he was just spider-sized spider, and I wasn't sure what was happening.
I could tell you from experience that the regular-sized spiders are the most dangerous. Because I was playing D&D. We had a party of, like, 4 people, and we were fighting 4 regular-sized spiders, and we all almost died. This... Tell you, don't mess with the regular size spiders. The game. Dice rolls are luck. What are we supposed to do? We were being super creative with the attacks too.
They fight the spider, and then at some point, there's like this kid who's like dead, but he's not dead. I don't know who this kid is. He's just kind of there. Or wait, was this Vampire Man like in the past? Maybe that was Vampire Man in the past.
Yeah, that was past. That was past. Because that was him and his sister.
That explains so much. I had no clue what was going on there. I didn't realize there was a flashback.
Yeah, it was a flashback, yep.
I did not realize it. Was there an indicator to show there was a flashback, or am I just stupid?
Well, he had a very similar character design.
It was just some kid, I thought. I didn't realize this was
and it flashback. Also, I'm pretty sure... it does. There was an indicator for sure.
Because it was Vampire Man was talking with Blonde Girl, and he's like, oh no, you found out I'm a vampire, and if you tell anyone, I'll bite you like this, and then like lightly bites her shoulder, like just kind of like, nah, and I'm just like, no, this is cringy, stop it, please.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, I'll never tell. Don't worry,
yeah,
I'll
she's
never
like,
tell.
no, it's okay, you're hot when you're a vampire.
Yeah.
That's why I wrote down Twilight fanfic.
Oh, man.
So apparently there's a flashback, and I didn't realize this was a flashback. And Pink Teacher's been a vampire this whole time, but she hasn't been a vampire because they erased her memories of becoming a vampire, which therefore means she isn't one.
Well, she still is. She just doesn't get the urges, and because she has no memory of it. Well, because she has no memory of it, she doesn't know how to like change into it.
That'd be like saying if I erased your memories of food, you'd never get hungry. That's not a thing. I didn't... Okay. I'm sorry. I got heated at this
This is
part.
not the only thing that doesn't make sense in the show.
No, but this is
I'm just giving you the facts of the show. I'm not telling you it makes sense.
You gotta read up on the lore.
I'm just giving you the facts of the show. Oh, man. The lore is dumb. Oh, God.
I didn't like that. I got upsetty at that part. Is this show worse than I initially thought? Is this lower than I was going to give it? I'm trying to decide.
We're getting a live scoring here, people.
Well, no, because I'm wavering. The problem is, the reason I haven't put it lower is because I have a frame of reference for lower, and I'm trying to figure out if it's as bad as that frame of reference.
Gotcha, yeah. Okay, let's get into the last arc, because I'm tired of talking about this show.
Let's just blaze through this, because we're Let's just get this done. What was third arc? They go to a library where things happen.
Yeah, they have to like get their certification, which is normally only for second and third years. But like their headmistress is like, "Hey, you two should do it because then the school will be like, oh yeah, you guys were selected from the Goblet of Fire for a reason,
Even though they weren't.
No, they definitely were not. That was all put up. But so then they decide to do it, because they're given the option to do it. They don't have to do it. Like they're not like the school isn't forcing them to, which is nice.
But they're strongly suggested that hey, you
Right.
should probably do this.
They're strongly suggested, but the school wasn't going to give them any like consequence if they didn't. It was entirely their choice, which I did like. I did like that a lot.
Yeah, because it's like a social image kind of thing. Because she's already having image issues. Wait, because the fake dad showed up by this point, didn't he?
Yeah, he showed up at the beginning of this arc. Yeah, the fake dad. He had like a mask on. And he comes
he had
in.
the mask
like,
of that guy
I'm your
from
real
Konosuba.
father. I'll take your word for it.
I don't remember. It's been a few years since I watched it. Either way,
that
he
might
shows
be in
up
season 2. I haven't seen season 2 yet.
I think this is season 1. Did you ever finish season 1?
Yeah, I finished season 1.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Anyway.
Yeah, a long time ago.
He shows up and he's like, I'm your dad. And she's like, you're not my dad.
I'm glad you made the joke. Because I was going to make it too. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, it's alright. I don't want to fight this vampire kid right now, so I'm a head out. Alright, I'm a head out.
Yeah.
And,
because he was just some guy, I'm pretty sure. Basically.
Yeah, spoilers, we find out that he's not really her dad.
Whoa, it's well, that had already been established, because, like, the girl that had been introduced earlier, but no one cared about, was, like, an inside job person trying to expose blonde girl as not being big guy's kid, even though she's big guy's kid, and was just unlucky.
Well, it was not actually established that she was big guy's kid. Because he had been super distant the whole time, and, like she is a different class, and as far as we know, classes is by family. They didn't explain this till afterwards that there is anomalies where they're not the same class.
But I think it's kind of like
class.
expected to care, because Blue Girl's a paladin and she's from the same house.
Right, it's expected, but like there are anomalies.
Yeah.
Which is brought up in the trial.
You're a member of this family, therefore you can only use maces. Sorry, it's genetics.
Yeah. Oh man. And then okay, so that all happens. He's like, all right, I'm going to head out, and heads out, and nobody does anything. And then there's the whole meeting from Evangelion. Actually, it's more.
You're outside of my realm of knowledge here.
Actually, it's closer to the Yotsuba group from Death Note.
Did I make it to that point?
No, because that's when Nier and Mello come in. So maybe you should finish Death Note.
Maybe when you finish Danganronpa V3.
Okay, let's think about the time difference here that those two things take.
Not much.
V3 is like a 40-hour game.
There's no way it was 40 hours.
Yes. According to How Long to Beat, it's like a 40-hour game.
Just get
you have like 10 episodes
of
time. Yeah, I do. I'm not a gamer, bro. I'm a gamer.
What does that even mean?
I take the culture of gaming. I'm not a real gamer. I don't play games. I just pretend I play games.
I've been playing less games because I've been watching anime a lot, but I still have time for games, and this is on top of an almost full-time job. It's called sacrificing sleep.
Just give up the games.
Bro. No!
It's easy.
No!
Anyways.
Where are we?
The Yotsuba group.
Ghost Library.
No. Yotsuba group is with L, actually.
Yeah, no, because that's the guy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Guy.
We're not talking about Death. This ain't a Death Note episode. Death Note episode
we'll
would
get
be
there
much
eventually.
less miserable.
It would be so much better. Okay.
I feel like half of this episode of our podcast is just us avoiding talking about the subject matter.
It is. It 100% is because oh, it's so bad. And I don't
So
like
there's a
thinking
ghost
about
library.
it.
They have to go into the ghost library and do stuff with books so they can get a book that says they know how to book.
Yes. Yeah, Sentence of a Bookworm, eat my ass. This show's fantastic. And so they do that, and then to use the books, you have to say, once upon a time. And that's how the spell works. And it's a random spell because you can't read the book unless you have a certain library card.
Which, having fun isn't hard when you have a library card.
It would make things a lot easier for them to have fun if they had that library card.
They
'Cause
go
then the whole
down...
weird titty scene wouldn't happen.
Yeah, let's skip the titty scene. They
We
go
already talked
down...
about it. We're not talking about it again.
They go down and get their certification. They have to stab some imps, and it's, like, really easy. Because they're like, oh, no, this is so hard for first years. But then they do the actual exam part of it, and it's a joke. They just, like, breeze through it.
Yeah. They were told, oh, you guys only need to, like, wander around the first floor. You guys don't actually need to do it. Like, even, like, by the headmistress. The headmistress, like, you guys don't actually have to do it. Like, if you would just participate, that would be enough to prove to people that you guys were worthy of being chosen.
Yeah, but then there's a trap, and it pulls them to, like, the 4th floor. And they go down to the 5th floor, which is where the actual certification challenge is.
Yeah. And they think they're on the 4th floor.
No. Well, I know what you're getting at, but I think we've got the numbers wrong. One of us has the numbers wrong. I don't care which of us has the
No.
numbers
They
wrong.
think they're on the 4th, but they're actually on the 5th.
Because they were going to, like... Okay, I'm going to jump ahead a little. They were going to the floor to get their proper certification. It turns out they went a floor farther and got the next certification up.
Yeah, which was floor 5.
Which, why was that so easy for them if they're first years and the regular certification is supposed to be hard, but then they just breeze through the one after?
Maybe they are actually, like, really talented or something.
It's just imps. They don't do anything. You just shank them and then read books.
I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
And then they do, like, a basketball slam dunk with one of the books, and it's really cheesy.
It's really bad.
If it's Kuroko no basket action. And then they get the books that are, like, the books write themselves and say, hey, you got the certification. But then plot twist, Blonde Girl is like, class samurai, but oh no, her entire family is paladins, therefore she's illegal.
A bastard.
And then the other two girls are like, haha, we're evil, yoink, and try to
Well, only
rob
one of
the
them
book.
is. Only one of them is.
Well, no,
the
they
other
were
one,
both...
No. They were both in on it, but the pink-haired girl, not the teacher, the pink-haired, just regular girl,
The other pink-haired
took the book. Yeah, took the book and, like, was protecting it and, like, no, I'm not letting you do this to them.
Yeah, because she didn't want to be a part of it anymore.
Yeah. And so then the black-haired girl's like, no, and takes the book, and then...
The black-haired girl's like, boy?
Yeah, boy. And then she takes the book
The
and, like,
bass
tries...
boost and everything.
Yeah. And she heads out. Or tries to, at least. And then Then there's something with, like, these big, like Ainzul Gone looking dudes.
Yeah, that's separate. The vampire... No. The old lady, headmaster
The headmistress,
lady.
yeah.
God, there's so many people I don't care about in this show. They fight a beard wizard. I think.
Yes, yeah.
And then she dies.
She doesn't die. She gets stabbed in the spinal column, though.
Yeah, so she dies.
Yeah, but she doesn't die. She's around for the rest of the show.
It's a whole one more episode.
She's still around for it, and she looks fine.
Yeah, and the bone wizard, who has a bone beard, looks like he's gonna win. But then Vampire Man shows up, and Vampire Man goes to fight him, and he's like, oh no, I have to become a vampire to fight him, but I can't do that, because I'll never see my waifu again.
And then Aizawa appears.
Band-Aid Man comes back, because, yes.
I don't know why.
He just shows up, and it's like, thank you for calling me here.
Yeah. But he has the Aizawa scarf. except it's just his bandages.
He does, yeah. I didn't think of that.
It's super weird.
He
I don't
just
understand what is he? Because he's a land. Well,
he
he's on
said he
land
was
party.
a half land party, but he like throws bandages at people to stop them from
Yeah.
using their magic.
Oh, I guess that would be like a mummy, right?
I guess
Because they seem to be using like classical monsters, like vampires, giant spiders. So I guess he's a mummy,
kind
like
of
a half mummy.
I don't know.
But they didn't. He didn't ever say what he was.
Then he shows
So-
up and is like, ha, 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 I'm a good guy now.
Yeah. Well, he's like, I'm an anti-hero now.
He's like, and then the guy from
yeah,
the first
whatever.
episode shows up, and we're all just like, wait, who are you again?
Yeah. I didn't even realize that was the same guy until you just said it.
No, yeah, that was the guy from the first episode that we haven't heard from since the first episode.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And Band-Aid Man's like, yo, give me all your government secrets and I'll work for you.
Yeah.
Which doesn't come back.
No. So then cut back to the other people, and they're in a trial now for Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, they
It's
jump
literally
into
the Queen of
Alice in
Hearts.
Wonderland. It feels very... The library arc feels kind of Kingdom Heartsy. Like
Yeah,
in
a little
aesthetic
bit.
and the fact that they're just like jumping between literary stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's the
I
vibe
feel
I
that.
got.
Yeah.
I've never actually played a Kingdom Hearts game all the way through, so I don't know if I'm allowed to say
haven't.
that.
I haven't either. So we're fine. But so yeah, it's got that vibe to it. But they're having this trial. She's on trial. She's obviously Alice, and the rest of the court is there, who are like the Yotsuba group from Death Note. There.
Including Cranky Old Lady, but we totally don't know it's her. Totally.
Oh, yeah, no.
She has a mask
honestly,
on.
to be fair, I wasn't paying enough attention to tell it was her.
No, I could absolutely
Before
tell it was her. It wasn't subtle.
I'm sure if I look back at it, like I'd be able to tell.
I don't
like, it
blame
also-
you for not looking at it.
But also, like when it was revealed, I wasn't surprised. I was just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, no, because we'd already seen her wearing masks before because we had that meeting. And you could
Yeah.
tell it was her in the meeting, too.
I didn't notice then either, because I wasn't really paying attention.
That's
honestly.
completely fair.
Okay, so then they go through this trial thing. You know, it's just like the Alice in Wonderland one from the Disney movie. And then they what's it called? They then the judge guy, he's like, all right, well, you have to fight the pink-haired girl, and if you can
prove
beat her,
that
then
you
that
are
proves that
capable.
it proves that you're part of the House of Angel. So she does that, and then they're fighting, and the whole crowd's like, oh wow, she's really kicking her ass. She's getting
No,
or
the
she's
crowd
getting her-
was like, no, the crowd
or
was
she's
like,
getting
it's
her ass
pathetic
handed
because
to
she's
her.
just running away.
Yeah, she's like, she's getting her ass handed to her, and then I believe my sub said that she was getting dominated, and then it cuts back to the judge, and he's just like, if they think it was something. The translation was so weird because it was something like oh wow, these I don't even remember. It had something to do with her eyes, but it was essentially like, oh wow, these people think that she's getting dominated. They are blind because she's winning, and that's when like he knows that she's a true member of the House of Angel or whatever,
Or at least that she's capable of fighting.
Yeah. Well, like if she was able to beat that girl, then she would have to be a noble. She couldn't just be like somebody like kind of thing. So that whole fight goes on, and it turns out that the black-haired girl was actually trying to do this for her, so that like she was able to prove herself because she believed in her or whatever. But who cares?
Oh, I missed that.
I'm not surprised because it was such a minor thing. She just kind of mentioned it offhanded, or like the blue-haired girl mentioned it.
Yeah, they were talking, and I wasn't really sure what they were talking about. I got a little lost.
Oh man! All right, and then
Is this when Ink Dragon happens, or is that later?
Yes, this is the one thing I actually really liked about the show.
I didn't like this.
I thought it looked so good. It looked so cool, and it was such a nice break from the boring blandness of the rest of the show. I loved that animation style of the ink dragon.
Well, we should say what it is. They summon like an ink dragon using a fountain pen, but it's in a different style than everything else.
Yeah, it looks
And
like
this is
ink.
why I disagree with you. It would have been cool if we gotten to see like things in the environment or the characters interacting with Ink Dragon or fighting Ink Dragon with its different style, except that we don't. We get shots of Ink Dragon interposed on like simple boring backgrounds. It's just like hard cutaways for the Ink Dragon every time.
but here's the thing with
it just
the ink
felt
dragon.
like a cost cut to me.
If you put that on a more interesting background, then it would be confusing as to what it is.
Well, then have a
It was
few
already
shots
kinda confusing
establishing
enough.
what it is, and then have the characters fight it instead of just having every shot with the Ink Dragon be a solo shot
I don't
of the
think it
Ink
was.
Dragon.
Well, I don't think it was very well implemented in the show. I just thought it looked cool. That's where I'm coming from.
And I
with it.
guess that's fair, because, yeah, I don't think it
Nothing
was
in this show
integrated
was
well at all.
implemented well. Nothing was integrated well.
The
Nothing.
show wasn't integrated well.
It wasn't at all. But the Ink Dragon was cool. It looks nice. It's cool.
It was a good idea, but I feel like they fumbled it personally.
Yeah,
And then it
but
also just kind of
that's-
goes away. Like, the Ink Dragon just disappears.
Yeah. Well, because magic just disappears. Don't you remember with the Little Mermaid thing?
Because they escort everybody out of the building, they reveal that Angry Old Lady was actually Angry Old Lady, and no one is surprised. And they escort her out.
The blonde-haired girl's like, "Oh, well, go get to safety," and then the old lady's like, "Oh, that's so nice." Kind of, I think maybe she didn't even do that. She might have sold been bitter.
Oh.
Okay, is there anything left in the show? Can we stop talking about it now?
TLDR, they fight Mask Man, Ink Dragon disappears, and then Samurai Man, Vampire Guy, I'm pretty sure, just... Was it Vampire Guy shows up and yeets on him, or does Blonde Girl yeet on them?
Blonde girl might have. I don't
No,
remember.
Vampire Guy shows up because he has the Mad Hatter Hatter on.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
And just Deus Ex Machina's for her. Again.
Yeah. And then after the credits, there's a scene where she's like, "Will you be with me forever?" And he's like, "Yes."
And we get the line again. We get the English line.
Except she says it, doesn't she?
I don't.
Or no, he does say
I don't
it.
think so.
No, he says it
I don't
that
think
time.
she ever says it.
No, she does. I know for a fact she does because she says, I'm your little girl" multiple times or whatever the line
It's so
was.
cringy. It's so bad.
She says it multiple times throughout the show. I know for a fact. But no, this time it was him who said it because he was like, "Yeah, you'll always be my little girl or whatever, my little lady. You'll always be my little lady or whatever." And it's like, don't say that. That's weird. That's creepy.
Yeah.
Stop.
And then some guy who I can't be bothered to remember who shanks Mask Man in the real world because they were in a book. It doesn't count.
Yeah.
Show ends. That's the show.
Yeah, fun times, huh?
There were two other minor points that never got brought up that I want to bring up real fast. One of them, whenever anyone used their powers, you could see their mana manifest, and the way they did it was have their line art change to like the color of their powers or whatever, and it looked disgusting.
I didn't mind it. It reminded me of like Super Saiyan.
I hated the way it looked. Like, honestly, I would have preferred a cloud of mana fire energy over just like a line art change because it was ugly.
Well, they had both.
I guess they did. It was
And I
mostly
think that's
the
why
line art though.
It was mostly the line art for sure. I don't know. I didn't mind it. It also reminded me a bit of like the SAO skills when they use those. But
I
you haven't
never
seen
watched
SAO, so you
SAO.
don't know. I didn't mind that, but I didn't like it. I wasn't like in love with it, so I can understand not liking it.
I've already forgotten what the other thing was. I'll be completely honest.
Well, I don't really. God, I don't have anything else. Let's just get into the final thoughts.
What's your final thoughts on the show? Take it away, Chief.
All right. So my score. Starting out with my score. We're starting strong.
Starting with the score.
It's a 2 out of 10. It's garbage. Absolute trash. Don't watch this show. Like, nothing in it was good except for the dragon thing. And I think I said something else was good at some point, but, like, that's 2 things out of a 12-episode show. Garbage. Don't watch this. It's absolute trash. Nothing makes sense. And if this was an ad for the light novel, that was a terrible ad because I don't want to read it. And I'm sorry to the author.
Ouch. F in chat.
Yeah.
My rating isn't far from yours, but we didn't say the same number. I don't think we've said the same number on anything yet.
I don't think so.
I also like keep in mind things I've already rated as a frame of reference. And I've already given a show a 2 before in the past. This wasn't quite as painful to watch as the thing I previously rated a 2. This gets one tiny leg up on it, so I'm giving it a 3. But I do wholeheartedly agree on trash tier, don't watch it. It's a bad time.
Yeah. If you want to watch something with a butler and like there's a kid who's like the charged butler, watch Black Butler. It's so much better. Black Butler's top tier.
Never watched it. Take your word on it.
The circus arc is one of my favorite. Like, I love that arc so much. So much.
TLDR, the official shot of Weeb stamp is... No.
Watch Black Butler. It's the official... That's the stamp of approval right there. Watch Black Butler, because this... Oh, God.
This show...
It's so bad. Like, the reason it's not a 1, also, right? I think I should clarify. A 1 is for a show that, like, offends me on, like, a deep level. There's very few things that get a 1. This didn't offend me. This just wasted my time, which is a 2.
Yeah, that's...
Waste of times, that's a 2. But
that's why I haven't given anything a 1, because a 1 for me is there are 0 redeemable aspects at all whatsoever.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is.
And like, that's why the show I've given a 2 is a 2, is because it had one thing that I liked.
There's the OP, right?
It was the OP for that show, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep cutting you off. Go for it, my guy.
No, you're fine. A 1, it can have some redeemable aspects, but if it offends me in what I'm watching, that's why Oreimo is a 1, because it offended me when I was watching it.
You seem like a very difficult person to offend.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, that's how my rating scores generally work. The rest of it's kind of vague, wherever I feel like it wants to go. But, like, the 1 and 2 are very specific. 2 is a waste of my time. 1 is, this has offended me.
Yeah, see, whereas for me, when I rewrote this, I put 1, 2, and 3 as shows that are actively bad. But a 1 is a show that's actively bad and has 0 redeeming qualities.
Yeah. That's a fair...
Which this... if we could do 0.5s on a 1 through 10 scale, this would be like a 2.5, and the one I've given a 2 would be like a 1.5.
Yeah. I mean, I do 0.5s on AnyList, so...
Yeah, well, I don't use AnyList, now do I?
No, use the better platform, then. Sounds like your
No,
problem.
you know me. I like to use the bad platforms.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So that's our thoughts on... Oh, I remembered the other thing. They said the show title, but not in the English dub, or in the English subtitles. They only said the title in the Japanese.
Oh, at the end of the show?
Yeah, because in like the last 3 episodes, because in the English subtitles, they're like, that's my pride as an assassin, but in Japanese they said...
Assassin's Pride, though.
Assassin no Pride, or something like that.
I think they said Assassin's Pride. I think they just fully said...
Something like that. Either way, the Japanese version gave the title, but the subtitles were like, well, no, we ain't letting you have that kind of enjoyment.
When I saw that, I had the Peter Griffin moment of, they said the title in the show.
We got one, boys!
Cool. Oh, man. All right. Well, with that, I think that's a good place to end this off.
Yeah. TLDR, we both hated it.
Don't watch the show. Don't watch the show. Hopefully next week's is better. And next week's is my pick.
Yeah, what is it? Because I don't remember.
Be a banger. Hopefully people watch this episode because it's an older title.
So I'm gonna hate it.
Man, it's in 4x3, so maybe I'll get you to finally finish a 4x3 show.
Have I even watched a 4x3 show? Don't know if I have.
No, I don't think you have, actually. So what we're going to be watching is Zambot 3. It's a mecha show from Tomino, the guy behind Gundam. I believe he made this before Gundam, but it might have been right after. It's around that same time, so like late 70s. Late 70s. So it should be a fun time. 23 episodes, our first 23 episode show.
If you discount the fact that we did 2 seasons of Overlord.
Right, we did the 2 seasons of Overlord, but like this is like one show that's like this length. It's a 2-core, and I think it's fair to go ahead and say that we're doing a little special thing for the next 2 episodes, right?
Oh, are we?
Well, yeah, we're doing a little mecha special.
Wait, is the show I picked Mecha?
Yeah,
I didn't know
you
that.
didn't know? Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll save that for next week. You'll find out what show that is next week.
Yeah, we're gonna be testing out longer shows because the one I picked is also a 24 ep. Oh, so we want to get what's the term that y'all called it that I'd never heard of?
2-core.
2-core. We're doing
Yes.
two twos in a row.
2-cores in a row. So that should be fun. Zambot 3. I'm looking forward to it. I haven't seen it yet, but
As long as it's better than this was, I'm okay with it.
I don't see how it could be worse. So, all right. Well, fellas, we'll see you next week.
We'll be back next week, and hopefully with less suffering.
God, you can only hope. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.